Right, so we are just a couple of days away from March, so certainly getting towards spring now, and obviously with the mild weather, you know, things are really starting to get going. Certainly got a few dots of colour about, a lot of foliage starting to come up, but a couple of jobs I've been doing this week. So late February, early March, what I normally do is re-edge the sides of the lawn around the beds just to neaten it up. You don't want that grass creeping its way into your beds, so just get your edging tool and dig all that out. So I've literally done all along the edges just to neaten it up, and it's a nice little job which always just makes everything look a little bit neater, even though I've still got to cut the grass, but it's been so wet I still can't do that yet. But yeah, so all the edging is done, and believe it or not, I had about nearly 200 litres of sort of turf, soil, roots. So what I've done is I'm going to use them at the bottom of some big pots that I'm going to put up this year. So this, you know, it's a good loamy soil, and yeah, that's ideal for mixing in with a bit of compost in your pots, you know, towards the bottom of your pots, so you don't get grass growing out at the top there. But another job I just done, so I did get a couple of reduced plants a month or two ago. So we've got a couple of camellias and a Cuba japonica, so they were sort of £3 and £4 each, and I thought I'd better get them in. So we recently moved this tetrapanax as well, which I wanted to move it before it started coming to life, so that it's starting to sort of push out growth now, so it didn't harm it by moving it. And yes, it's not going to maybe have the full roots, so it's not going to maybe get as bigger leaves as normal, but it's still alive and pushing new growth, so that's good. But yeah, so we had a corner here where we have got some hardy fuchsias, but obviously they're not evergreen, so it always looked a bit barren in this corner in winter. So we've got some evergreens in there with the camellias and the cubas, and we've got the buds coming on the camellias now. So yeah, so in a few years time they will fill out this for a bit of winter interest. And then in the summer, obviously, we'll have the tetrapanax and the fuchsias to give us a bit of leaf size and a bit of colour with the fuchsias. Yeah, so we've got another camellia just at the back there as well, which is a little bit further behind with the buds. But because these were in little tiny pots, they've obviously not going to flower too spectacularly this year. But yeah, give them a couple of years and settle them in, they should be looking good. I did notice, just borrowing a view from next door, I don't know if you can see that, there's a nice big camellia there in bloom. Right, so as I've said, going along the edge, and what I also done is just had a quick look through the borders and pulled up any weeds. There's always something to do. And yeah, it's getting that close to spring now that we really do want to start tidying up and thinking about planting up and looking at what areas you got. So we've got the old Chinese lantern here, which is just the skeleton of it, if you like. There's I guess there's seeds rattling about in them. But yeah, we'll cut them back. We've got loads of seeds in there, so I might grow some of them from seed. This is a little experiment. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting towards that time of year, and we're going to start getting very busy in the next month. So we have got some nice flowers. I mean, this is a hellebore. Predominantly I brought it for the leaves, just the nice big sort of patterned leaves. I thought it's sort of quite tropical looking, but yeah, it's always a bonus to have a bit of flower this time of year for the early pollinators, the bees and whatnot. And we've certainly got some buds coming on the rhododendrons. So we've got the wine and roses here, which has got the right deep red underside to the leaves there, all budding up nicely. And we've got another variegated one here with some nice buds on that as well. Well, while we're talking about rhododendrons, let's have a look at the big leafed rhododendron we got last year. So this is going to be one that was always a little bit of a question mark on the hardiness, but it is in a sheltered position and this took absolutely no damage from winter and looking really good, even with all the winds we've had, because it's such a sort of tucked away in the corner here. That's not suffered from the winds and certainly not suffered from the frosts. Obviously we do have canopies, so we've got a double canopy on this one. We've got the tree fern here, and then looking up we've also got the cord line canopy, so sort of a double canopy if you like. But if you look at the size of the leaves on that, I don't think there's exaggeration when they're nearly 2 foot long, some of them. So yeah, I've been impressed with this one, and that is starting to get multiple buds on the ends of the growth there. So whether we'll get any flowers or whether it'll just be a new lot of leaves, we'll see. But yeah, that's settled in very nicely. I'm very impressed with that. Huge leaves. And we've got the fatsia here, the variegated one again. I've got a few of these dotted about. I do like the variegated, and they do tend not to be too special when they're small. You don't get too much variegation on, but as they bulk up, they certainly do get a bit more. As we can see, the newer leaves are getting more and more variegation on them, and we can see the stems are really sort of stripy white as well. So yeah, nice, sort of getting reasonable sized leaves on that as well. Yeah, so evergreens have done okay, all looking good, starting to come into growth. And one we don't talk about much, but it's this sort of finished flower now for the winter. It's a Mahonia soft caress. That's a nice little evergreen as well. Right, we will leave it there. We'll have some videos coming up on some of the more tender palms and see how they've done through the winter. Again, not out of winter yet, we still can get frosts in March and April. We know that, frost and snow, but at the moment it's not looking too bad. Alright, thanks for watching, we'll catch you on the next one.